Ke aloha nui. Kakahea. Greetings, everyone. This is Mirakleking, and truly I'm in the Weihua-Lokahi energy today. So in this moment, I'm feeling super called to transmit to you the frequency and the fully sovereign vibration of quantum autonomy. So, as you know, a lot of you have been following me on Communiversity Portal. The vision of Communiversity Institute has been something that I have received and transmitted from the year 2003, and it's been almost 20 years now. And I've always been a presence for the power of frequency and vibration with geometry. And so when you have divine geometry aligned in a conscious manner, you can then perceive your holographic reality, this Maya, this illusion, from a quantum perspective. The quantum state is a state that is the threshold to pierce through the voidal intelligence. And the void is not a stagnant, dead matter kind of thing. That's the negative void. That's the black hole negative void. What we're talking about today is the autonomous primordial nature of the quantum field of intelligence that is bristling, shimmering, sparkling, alive, filled, and overflowing with infinite bioplasma. And so as we move beyond gases, liquids, and solids, we move into this multi-dimensional state of plasma. And here I am in the full plasma field of Mama Gaia, the nature, right? And as the world is, or at least a part of the false matrix world, is tuning in so deeply into making the centralized energy of the technocratic frequency and the Great Reset and the different New World Order initiatives that are being rolled out right now that I've been talking about, to be aware of this energy frequency that is moving very quickly in this dissolution of this fallout, to really penetrate both the woke crowd as well as the truly deeply authentic awakened ones, to confuse them through ignorance and manipulation, to falsify informational fields through the media and through other various means of which it is easeful to distract and to divide. And so this is a distraction and a division not only with ourselves and each other, but our cells and each other's cells, as far as even our atoms, our atomic particles, and each other's atoms and atomic particles. And this is happening now at a microcellular, micro subatomic level. And I have adamantly talked about in this channel, especially since the pandemonic or pandemic, or if you're still only just woke, the pandemic. But those of us who, on the innerology, as opposed to the technology outside, completely understand that we have this universal responsibility and this multidimensional gift to fully grok and download this innerology quantum autonomy. And this goes back to languaging. So I talked about geometry, and I want to talk about languaging because we have over 5,000 languages in the known world on planet Earth. And most of it is been initiated by the Tower of Babel, meaning we are just babbling And we are actually not truly understanding the syntax of our languaging, because our languaging is a fiction, and most of it has been created in the judicial and the legal manner through living in the matrix of admiralty law. So what is that? Well, most of you know, and some of you don't, but you will now, and this will be a deep dive down the rabbit hole, because I'm just going to introduce this concept and this philosophy and this factual reality. Is if we want to create a dimensional anchoring of our autonomy, then we have to embrace that we have been completely, absolutely, and myself included, because I'm still a student of this pathway, as I know all of you are, right? The greatest teachers, the greatest leaders are the best students. But that being said, quantum languaging is the core key code to freeing each and every soul in a physical body while you have your time here. And you're here, and your mission and your purpose and your service is to awaken and to move beyond this legal fiction, this three-dimensional reality that has been created in the world at large with all of our contracts, our agreements, even things when we were born, including our birth certificate, which is really a death certificate, our different numbers that are associated to our country's serial tag, right? We're tagged here in the United States, Social Security number. And so I want to invite you to realize that the syntaxing of languaging, specifically correct sentence structure, communication, parse, syntax, grammar, performance, that was created by a dear deceased but still very present in the spirit realm, David-Wynn, Miller. This brother initiated this protocol and unlocked the matrix code and decoded this legal fiction language in which all of us have been completely fooled into believing that our systems of justice, our courts, our peace officers, our United Nations, our contracts, our constitutions, all of these things have been created as part of this legal fiction to ensnare us into servitude, to be a service slave, if you will, to carry weight. And what I mean by weight, I mean by we are literally servants of the global postal carrier service. And we are living in maritime law, which is how Roman law graduated eventually to encompass the entire world through the sea of space, including the sea of our ocean. And to really distill the essence of what I'm saying is that you as a soul have to choose to take the first step, no matter how spiritual you are or how material you are. Both ends of this spectrum are still traversing in the molasses of the legal matrix fiction. And in order for us to initiate full quantum autonomy, full enlightened heart sovereignty, we have to choose to walk down the path of re-educating ourselves with quantum languaging or parse, syntax, grammar. And I want to invite you, if you're listening to this and if this rings a bell, to stay connected to my channel, because it is obviously very connected to the Communiversity portal, the Communiversity Institute, and all of this understanding is coming to me through massive sparks in my synapses in my brain, like out here in this beautiful, with this teepee and this Mama Gaia here at this amazing New Frontier Ranch space where I've been blessed to be here and really walk the lands. But the mycelial network is what really represents the fungi nation. That's a fat hamburger mushroom.
Yep.
Yeah. All around this planet, every force that goes around all of us on the unseen underneath our feet when we're outside of the concrete jungle. We get into Mama Gaia, Pachamama, Mother Earth nature, and the elements, fire, earth, water, air, and ether. But right now, as we speak, it is our fungi brothers and sisters in the mycelial nation that are really representing this quantum autonomy. They are sovereign beings, and they are constantly networking and constantly communicating. And through this inspiralation of their informational gateways, they're also quantifying this quantum autonomy. And through their decomposition and through their eating of matter, including other sentient being vessels, they are regurgitating and resupplying all of these processes that allow regeneration and rebirth to happen for our entire planet. And they are the key code to what's happening inside of our brains right now. Because the neurons and the neurological functioning and the nervous system of our brain, down our spine, through our heart and our bodies and our souls, this is the segue and the bridgeway and the portal of how we can access this information of the quantum understanding, as well as the neuroscience that leads into the mycelial network. And all three, as a trinitization, are connected. And some of you already know this. I'm choosing to bring all of this together that will bridge this into the epigenetics of innerology. Epigenetics is the ability to understand that genes, our DNA, right now, can express itself. Each gene can express itself 60 different ways, and we usually only express it one. But we have to turn off the habitual behavior, old style way of expressing one gene in only one manner, and move into these meditative states through innerology practices that will allow us to express that gene in a varied, multidimensional other ways, 59 other ways for each gene. So what does that mean? That means that the environment signals the gene. And if the environment signals the gene, then if we create our environment in the void, then the brain doesn't know whether it's happening in real time or if it's happening because we are imagining it. Every single one of our imaginal cells are bringing things online, and we are creating our environments at the epigenetic level. So if we really understand epigenetics, which is what I talk about in Becoming Miracle, how I was able to do that with my spine and how I've been able to do that with creating life, then we can then equate that into the mystical tradition of then accessing how we can actually anchor our 3D sovereignty. And the way we do that is by getting the download right now of how we can actually claim live life. How we can say, yes, I am no longer just dead weight carrying other dead weight in a legal fiction matrix, and I'm going to choose to claim live life. And if that's something that you are duly super feeling the tinglings right now, the tingles and the sparks are happening in the brain, then please DM me or contact me on my socials. And I would love to give you more information about this, because I have discovered in my own diligent studies in which I'm still continuing down my own rabbit hole with this, is that correct sentence structure, communication, parsing, syntax, grammar, performance is so crucial to us being able to take our full sovereignty back and become quantum autonomous beings, to not only play in the mystical, joyful, blissful, multidimensional, multigasmic arenas, but also to ground it and hold our genius, knowledge, Gnostic intelligence, our gnosis, our wisdom body in full empowerment. Because knowledge is power, and we have power to be able to hold our key codes with anyone in the Matrix. Just like Neo was having to deal with all the agents, all the bots, all the beings who are trying to take his power, trying to put different tracking devices in him. Then he had to take it out. All these things, as the Matrix was a documentary, right? Well, we have to be able to stand in our full divine quantum autonomy, our full enlightened heart sovereignty, and be able to stand in our power with these illusionistic manipulative forces, and be able to get greater in our compassionate love, to be able to swing the pendulum, to penetrate their shields, to know that they are also so engrossed in the illusion of ignorance and confusion. And it is my full inner knowingness, the inner knowingness of this moment of now space time, that every single one of these beings in the ignorance and confusion and swirling it and propagating their manipulative patterns for the last 8,500 years since the fall of Atlantis, that these beings are desiring so much love through our understanding and embodiment of the quantum autonomy. So today I'm going to invite you to study this. I'm going to put a link to David-Wynn Miller and his seminar that really inspired me to move down this path. And if you're interested, and I invite you to take the journey as well, and to do your own research and to dive down the rabbit hole of quantum syntax, grammar, languaging. Because if each and every one of us can truly embrace this and learn this and integrate this and digest this and then apply it, we have the freedom to create our own contracts, our own now space contracts and agreements, because that's what we're doing. And we have the now space determination to consent to these powers that are infringing upon us or not. And that's totally perfect. Because in the end, we all just go in and back into the field of infinite particles, infinite quantum cosmic reality. But if we're choosing to stay here in this body and create the now space Earth in this moment in time, then we have to understand the autonomous functioning. And so I invite you to stand for your rights. I invite you to stand in your heart, in your compassion, and your love for yourself and your beloveds and your family, your country, your world, because this is a global human thing right now. And it is our divine birthright for us to completely bring our full intelligent prowess to the forefront and use our wisdom body and our power and our great love to move forward into what this beautiful planet really desires of us. And truly, the now space, it's time to seize the day. And we're about to go on a big ride, my friends. I look forward to sharing more with you soon. There's definitely some cool things happening. I'm excited to present those to you soon. And I'm wishing you the most incredible daydream, or if you're going to sleep right now, the most mystical night dream possible. And I truly look forward to staying connected. Thank you for beaming here with me on the Communiversity portal. Mahalo.